two giveaways really were the difference there in that first half, because I thought we were doing some really good things. But then we got that takeaway, had a takeaway negated by an offside.
Dylan Gabriel was not better than Shedeur Sanders in minicamp when the rookies was there. He was not better at minicamp or training camp when the veterans was there. He did not perform better than him during the game he was in. And it's time out for people with the cap.
But I do view him as somebody who could position himself to be that QB2. And if he's not in that position, but he's playing well, we know that the reason that would be the case is because they don't want people clamoring for Shedeur Sanders.
And he said some people are entertainers and some people are competitors, and he's a competitor. Clearly a shot at Shedeur Sanders. And then after the game, after he pissed the bed, threw an interception that went for a touchdown for the other team.
2 giveaways. That was the story of the first half. The Browns were actually doing some good things early on, moving the ball, playing with tempo, creating flashes that showed promise. But then, bang, a careless interception, another turnover.
Very good so far. And this one is picked off and going back the other way. The Eagles, Andrew Makuba. A pick 6 the other way.
And right when they had a chance to flip the energy back in their favor, an offside wipes away what should have been a takeaway of their own. That's the difference between keeping momentum alive and handing it away gift-wrapped. And at the center of all this, Dylan Gabriel, a quarterback who, let's be honest, has been given every opportunity by Kevin Stefanski to prove himself as the guy.
Shedeur outplayed Dylan Gabriel in both practice and in the preseason in their starts. No matter if it's a half each player played, you can't have it both ways. You can't say Dylan played as well, if not better, than Shedeur.
He's had rookie camp. He's had veteran camp. He's had first team reps in practice, and now real game action. And yet, every single time, the same story plays out. He's not outplaying Shedeur Sanders. He wasn't better in minicamp. He wasn't better when the veterans arrived. He wasn't better in live action.
So the truth is about these guys, I have 2 strong opinions. I think Dylan Gabriel's size is an issue. I would have a hard time building around him. He's small. But I think Shedeur was underdrafted. Shedeur is bigger. I think he moves well. I would choose Shedeur over Dylan.
And still, somehow, the narrative keeps being pushed that Gabriel is the safe bet, the steady hand, the quarterback this team can rely on. That's cap. Everyone sees it. Fans see it. Analysts see it. Even teammates are starting to show their frustration.
Who your opening day starter is at quarterback. Will you also set the pecking order following, meaning quarterback 2, 3, and 4, or will there be a competition right through Cincinnati week?
Yeah, well, I'll talk to we'll have the team in tomorrow, so I'll be able to talk through a bunch of different things with our players. But in terms of, where people are, first string, second string, those type of things, not really thinking about that.
But here's where it gets really interesting, because for all of Gabriel's struggles, Stefanski continues to stand by him. Until now, for the first time, Kevin Stefanski cracked. After another disappointing performance, he admitted publicly what many people already knew. He said Gabriel made some of the worst decisions of the entire game, especially in that second quarter meltdown. He didn't sugarcoat it, didn't hide behind execution errors or missed assignments. Number Stefanski flat out said his quarterback wasn't good enough. That's a huge shift.
2 giveaways really were the difference there in that first half, because I thought we were doing some really good things. But then we got that takeaway, had a takeaway negated by an offside.
When a head coach finally steps up and calls out his own quarterback by name, it tells you just how serious the problem has become. Think about the sequence. Browns defense gets a stop. Energy in the stadium starts to pick up. Offense gets the ball with a chance to reset. What does Gabriel do? Forces a throw into traffic. Pick 6. Momentum gone. Crowd silenced. Teammates walking off the field with their heads down.
Get you in the running. Today's Eagles player Weather stats presented by Jefferson Health. Jefferson Health, official hospital of the Philadelphia Eagles. And Gabriel, who had been on the mark.
Those aren't just mistakes. They're momentum killers. They flip the game on its head. And the crazy part? After all of that, Gabriel still carried himself like he was untouchable. He even went as far as to downplay Shedeur Sanders, calling him more of an entertainer than a competitor. That's not just arrogant. That's reckless. How do you talk like that after turning in one of the worst performances of your career?
A pick six the other way on the first play of the second quarter.
Analysts didn't hold back. G. Bush said flat out that Gabriel's comments weren't just unnecessary, they were reckless. For a quarterback who's been hyped as some kind of processing machine, a guy compared to Skynet with his supposed ability to read defenses like a supercomputer, what we saw didn't match the billing. Instead of outthinking the defense, he was outthinking himself. Instead of cool execution, it was panic, hesitation, and bad decisions. And here's the kicker. Instead of letting his play do the talking, Gabriel chose to take shots at Sanders. That's the moment everything boiled over. Because Sanders doesn't just have talent, he has an entire army of fans who've been waiting for him to get his chance. Gabriel didn't just throw shade at a teammate, he picked a fight with an entire fan base. But let's not forget how we got here. This whole situation starts with Kevin Stefanski. From day one of camp, he has gone out of his way to keep Sanders buried. No first-team reps, limited opportunities. And when Sanders did get his moments, when he showed flashes of brilliance, Stefanski downplayed it. He kept saying it wasn't about one guy, it was about developing everyone. But it felt like an excuse, like a way to justify keeping Sanders in the shadows. After Sanders' first preseason showing, fans were buzzing, social media lit up, people wanted more. And what did Stefanski do? He doubled down. He made it clear Sanders wouldn't be factoring into the immediate plans. He said the right things on the surface. Pleased with Shedeur, plenty to build on. But his actions told a different story. No elevation on the depth chart. No additional opportunities. Just a firm hand keeping him where he started. And then came the injury rumors. Suddenly, out of nowhere, reports start circulating that Sanders is dealing with an oblique issue. Perfect timing, right? Just when key roster decisions were being made, just when Sanders had a chance to climb, this injury takes him out of the conversation. That's when Stephen A. Smith stepped in and called it what it looked like, a smokescreen. Stephen A. went straight at Stefanski, accusing him of fabricating the narrative to protect Gabriel and avoid fan backlash. And honestly, can you blame him? The timing was just too convenient. Because here's the truth. If Sanders had been given more snaps and continued to shine, there would have been no way to justify keeping him on the bench. The only way to stop that momentum was to create a reason. And an injury was the perfect cover. But fans weren't buying it. They've seen this play out before. A young, talented quarterback buried because the coach was too stubborn to admit he might be wrong. Meanwhile, Gabriel had every chance to seize control. He had the first-team offense. He had the defense holding its ground. He had the trust of the coaching staff. And what did he do? Nothing. No touchdowns. No game-changing throws. No spark. Just mistakes. And worse than the mistakes was the attitude. After all of it, Gabriel carried himself like the job was his by default. That rubbed people the wrong way. Even Stefanski couldn't ignore it anymore. In his post-game comments, he admitted the turnovers were backbreakers. He said flat out that Gabriel's decisions cost them. That's a huge step for a coach who has spent months protecting this guy. For Stefanski to finally admit that keeping Sanders sidelined might have been a mistake, that changes everything. Because now, the pressure isn't just on Gabriel, it's on Stefanski. He built the situation. He's the one who kept pushing Gabriel. He's the one who buried Sanders. He's the one who floated the injury excuse. And now that Gabriel has collapsed under the spotlight, Stefanski has to answer for it. The turning point has arrived. Fans aren't just asking for Sanders anymore. They're demanding him. Analysts aren't just hinting at it. They're calling it out directly. Even players are showing signs of frustration with Gabriel's lack of leadership. The tide has turned, and everyone knows it. So where does this leave the Browns? It's simple. Stefanski has two choices. He can stick with Gabriel, double down, and risk losing the fan base completely. Or he can finally give Sanders his shot and see what the kid can do with the lights on. The safe move is obvious. Give Sanders the chance. He's earned it. He's shown flashes of accuracy, composure, leadership, everything Gabriel hasn't. If Stefanski keeps holding him back, it won't just hurt the team. It'll destroy the trust he has left with fans. And once that trust is gone, it doesn't come back. The Browns have been searching for stability at quarterback for years. They've cycled through names, faces, systems. And now, sitting right in front of them, is a young quarterback with the talent and the swagger to lead. All he needs is the opportunity. This isn't just about one game. It's about a pattern. Gabriel has had chance after chance and failed to capitalize. Sanders has had limited opportunities and made the most of them. Fans know it. Analysts know it. And now, even Stefanski has been forced to admit it. The excuses are gone. The smokescreens don't work anymore. The only move left is the obvious one. Shedeur Sanders deserves his shot. And here's the reality. If Stefanski doesn't give it to him, someone else eventually will. Because talent like this doesn't stay buried forever. You can delay it, you can distract from it, you can try to cover it up with narratives and injury rumors, but sooner or later, the truth breaks through. And the truth is simple. Dylan Gabriel isn't the answer. The Browns have a decision to make. Do they keep clinging to a quarterback who's shown nothing but inconsistency? Or do they hand the reins to the guy who's ready, the guy fans are begging for, the guy who's already proven in small flashes that he can deliver when it matters? The future is sitting right there on the sideline, and every single day that Shedeur Sanders doesn't get his shot, the Browns are wasting time. Time they don't have. So now the question is this. Will Kevin Stefanski finally do what's right for the team? Or will he go down protecting the wrong quarterback? Because, make no mistake, the fan base won't forgive him if he gets this wrong. And right now, all signs point to one undeniable truth. It's time for Shedeur Sanders.